Shit. What am I doing? Why is this so hard? Hey everyone, my name's Kelsey. Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. Brand new to this, so this is going to be a little speed bumpy. First channel, first testing to see if this is even something viable I want to do with my life. But I figured I would try something new, and here we are. So with this video, I have decided to switch to natural deodorant. Blame this on 1,000 different things, which we'll talk about later, but the one I bought is called Underarmed, right here. I'll do that. Oh yeah, there you go. Had a couple good reviews on Amazon, and I purchased it. So in the process of getting this deodorant, everyone's like, you have to detox your pits first, and I was like, excuse me? Detox my what first? What am I detoxing? What is toxic within my pits? But completely unscientific, but apparently there's a buildup of, all these antiperspirants, clogging up your pores with, all sorts of things that aren't maybe necessarily the greatest for your body. So in order to detox it, I have purchased this bentonite clay, right? The world's most powerful facial. And I've already used it on my face. And let me tell you, it claims on the label here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but it does claim that, oh, I don't know, this is all in another language. Ha. It does claim to feel your face pulsate, and my face pulsated, which is, it's creepy, but I don't know how it's gonna feel on my pit. So I'm supposed to mix that with apple cider vinegar. It's called Raw Unfiltered, and it's with the mother. I don't know what that means exactly, but it is with the mother. So we're gonna mix those two things together and get all this gunk and hippie voodoo nastiness out of my armpits. Here we are. Here we go. All right, pit number one. It really just doesn't smell great. I mean, it doesn't smell bad. It smells like apples. I mean, it's apple cider, but like bad apples, not like fresh, I actually want to put this in my mouth and digested apples. Like, oh God, why apples? Rotten apples. Shit, no one should ever digest apples. Okay. So now the key is to get it to stay on both armpits at the same time. Jesus Christ. Hope I'm making my parents proud. What'd you do today, Kelsey? Slathered mud under my armpits for a YouTube video. Oh, alright. Shit. We're gonna call it good. We're gonna call it good. So here we sit. It's supposed to be for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna check. There's a timer on my computer. It says 1:38. So when that thing says 17 minutes, I will remove this disaster. It really just smells like rotten apples in here. It's kind of overwhelming. Like, oh God. So welcome. This is Scissors and Chaos, man. So this all started with a blog about a year ago, or 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know. I used to write quite a bit, and I haven't really done it recently, but I kind of want to get back into it. However, I feel like the more prevalent medium now is definitely YouTube and video and Instagram and whatever have you. I'm talking about this like I'm serious. Hello, boys. Wonder why I'm single. I don't know. They can Google my name and find videos like this. But yeah, so I used to blog a lot. I used to do all of this. I used to, and I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. I had some other things going on. I like too much stuff. I do too much, and it is what it is. I get an interest and I veer off in that direction and kind of leave everything else behind, and then I'll jump back and forth between interests. But we're getting a little off topic here. So what this channel is really going to be about is kind of a little bit of everything. If you don't like me, you won't like the channel. So some things I do, I'm super into art. I draw all the time, and have forever. So I want to do on this channel a lot of time-lapse art videos, a lot of talking about what all my art means, and kind of going through those motions. I've always kind of struggled with my weight. I like to be active, I like to work out, I like to do things, but I want to be very real and very raw and very honest about that, and kind of my opinions on everything in the weight culture right now, because it is a culture. But I still want to have fun with it. I don't want this to be like some, deep, dark hole of depression. As you can tell, I'm sitting here with my armpits up talking about these issues. So, but I think being funny and open-minded and talking about things is the best way to get a message across. So that's one of the things I want to do. I'm also a beginner, and I stress beginner. Bagpipe player. I don't really know how much I'm going to do on here. Maybe I'll put a couple performances, maybe not. But that's something else I enjoy doing and do on the regular. I've also just started about a month ago jiu-jitsu, which I'm not good at all at that. I literally just go and get my ass beat for an hour by men and women who are stronger, faster, and more fit than me. But this leads me to this moment of one of the reasons why I think I'm sitting here right now with my armpits up, detoxing them. I went to jiu-jitsu, and we were having an exercise where you're supposed to touch the other person's knee, and if you touch their knee, they did 5 push-ups. If they touched yours, you do 5 push-ups. And I was just like, it was the end of class, and I was super into it, and me and this other girl were paired up, and we just dived for each other's knees at the exact same moment, and bam, kalam, collided our skulls together. And I didn't really think anything of it. I drove home that night. I had a headache the next day, and the third day things were wonkers, and I went to the doctor, and they're like, oh, no, you've had a concussion. Oh, wonderful. And then the next day I ordered all natural deodorant and this Armpit Detox, and was like, let's start a YouTube channel. So I think at the base of it, this all comes back to me whacking my skull on some other girl's skull. But anyway, yeah, so maybe we'll talk about that, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be more of an art vlogging discussion channel than anything. The move out to California has been interesting. I think it's a time of change and doing new things, and coming from, I guess we haven't even talked about that. I used to live in Missouri, and I spent the past 3 years in Cleveland, and now I'm here, and I think there's a lot of things that have changed and grown about me moving between all those places, and I want an open way to talk about that. So, but the other thing too is I was interested in starting 100 new things. Moving out here, let's not get in a rump, let's not get in a slump, let's do 100 new things and talk about it. And I was gonna write about it, but I'm thinking maybe this might be the better medium for it. So yeah, those are some things. What really kind of the prevalent theme running through my blog always was self-improvement, and one of the big things about that was sobriety. So I won't get into I've written so much about it and talked so much about it, I feel like I'm almost beating a dead horse to some degree, but since this is new, I was a pretty heavy drinker in college. We're talking a fifth to pregame, especially Fireball, love that stuff, not so much anymore. But that carried over into post-grad life, and I used to get fucking shit-faced, just straight up hammered, at inappropriate times, weeknight drinking, and I was just depressed, and I've got a proneness to depression, and alcohol's a depressant, so it all feeds into each other, and I just wasn't happy. I was gaining a ton of weight. I didn't feel, I was literally living for the bottle, which was the problem behind the whole thing. So I had a night at a friend's wedding where I just got drunk one last time. I was like, fuck this, I am done, because in addition to the depression, in addition to the sickness, I also have Crohn's, and it's been pretty much in remission for most of my adult life. But that day driving home from the wedding, I was literally just shitting my brains out all the way back. The wedding was in St. Louis, and I lived in Cleveland, and it was a 9-hour drive through farmland of me pulling over at every restroom and just sad and miserable, and I was just like, I am so done with this. And so that day I quit for a little over a year. I didn't touch alcohol, didn't drink it. And about a year ago I started drinking again, so I was like, I think I can let this back in my life, and I really when I left Cleveland, I started partying pretty hard again, you know, under the guise of celebrating my leaving, saying bye to people, and it kind of spiraled out of control again. I wasn't, not to the extent that it did in the previous year, but I was drinking every night. I was having a glass of whiskey every night. I was getting drunk on the weekend. I was just like, everything came back. The hangovers in the morning, the anxiety in the morning, the sadness, all of it just kind of spiraled. So there's no real room for it anymore. Honestly, I've got tons of stuff going on in my life, and I don't want drinking to be one of them. I don't have an issue with anyone else doing it, but I think that's something I might talk about here as well. I think I'm pretty funny. Maybe that's terrible to say. I will probably cut that out, but I think addressing things with a sense of humor, there's a better way to put it. Like, you know, me sitting here with my armpits up right now. Yeah, I think that's far more far-reaching than some other things. I have an ability to make fun of myself and not really give a fuck, that I think a lot of people now are afraid to do. And I think that's leading to a lot of loneliness and anxiety and sadness. And I enjoy sharing what I do. I enjoy talking about what I do, and if it helps one person, then that's great. I think, you know, being happy is a choice, and it's something I've made every day, or been trying to make every day. And I don't know, I've been getting a lot of inspiration from people who are very open with that message and share what they do, and I figure, why not add another person's voice to it. Back into this smells terrible. It still smells terrible. My armpits are gonna smell like fucking rotting apples after this. I hope not. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, though. I mean, this is oh shit, Lord, it's the best angle. Oh yeah. Now this, yeah, it smells bad. As I was saying, my armpits are going to smell like rotten apples if I sweat. But that's the interesting thing about this deodorant. It's not supposed to be an antiperspirant. It's deodorant, and I sweat a lot. So I am worried about that, but people are like, you'll sweat for the first week, and then after that, it'll slow down. And I'm just like, ugh. Like, I work in a very blue-collar industry, and I go into different shops, and most of them don't have air conditioning, and they're all, you know, using heat processes that have a lot of heat involved, so I get sweat. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to deal with sweaty pits all the time. But yeah, my coworker was like, I'm not sitting next to you at any work meetings. Thank you for warning me, is what he said. Thanks for warning me that you're going to natural deodorant. My other friend, when I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this, he was like, well, I asked him if it was a good idea. I told a couple people. One of my friends just said, oh my god, you know, should I do this video? And she goes, oh my god. She just said, oh my god, I think ha 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 was the only message. And like, while I was filming the first intro, I was texting her, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. This has to be some extreme narcissism to film yourself like this. And God, it's like caking up. I can see it. Ugh. I don't see anything being pulled out though. But anyway, back to her. She was like, oh my god, oh my god. My other friend was like, hey, you know who's gonna watch this? And I'm like, who? And he's like, everyone with an armpit fetish. And I'm like, well, I guess there's worse people in the world. If it's your fetish, man, do it. I had somebody lick my armpit once, so I feel like somebody just watching it and whacking off to it because it's armpits is, at least I don't have to really know about it unless they comment, and then I guess I'll still be able to sleep at night. I'm glad I can make you happy. That's my message to those people, if there are any. God, this is gonna, because I said it, everyone's gonna come after it. Not everyone. How many people have one? I mean, there can't be that many people. Can there? I don't know. There are some weird fetishes though, man, and I'm not judging. Do whatever makes you happy, but I wonder how prevalent that is. I don't know. It was weird the first time I had experienced it. I was like, excuse me? I mean, like, I feel like that's something you ask someone. I don't know. Like, I mean, can I lick your arm? Like, I don't. That ruins the mood. This went way off track. But yeah, some stories like that. Maybe that's what we'll talk about. We got about 3 more minutes here, so you're just caking and drying up. It just looks like that's it. That's it. When I did it, because I did this mask already on my face. I just used water instead of the apple vinegar, and it dried up a lot more. Like, this seems like it's staying wet, but I'm also sweating because I didn't put deodorant on this morning, so maybe that's it. And lo and behold, I didn't know this when I moved to Cali, but the apartment I moved into has no AC, so I have shut all the windows and everything because I live right next to a very busy street. And I turned all the fans off so it wouldn't interfere with the audio on here. So now I'm just in an oven. I mean, I tried to do this earlier in the morning so it wouldn't be too bad, but unfortunately it is what it is. I don't know how I'm gonna get this off. I guess go to the bathroom, wash it off. You guys may not have to see that, which is probably good for some of you. Like, hey, what's up, baby? They've become human beings. My dog is judging me again. Actually, she's asleep. She's just like, fuck it, I've seen mom do weirder shit than this. Poor child. If dogs could talk, I know that's like a common thing to say, but if dogs could talk, man, I'd probably have to kill her in all reality. As much as I love her, man, she has seen some things that no one else on the planet, not even I, should have seen. Took the dog for a walk my first day here, and there was some homeless kid jerking off, you know, full dick, full out, right in the sidewalk. That was my first day. Nothing is quite topped that yet, but it was just really, he was just laid across the sidewalk, no one to bother him. He was in his own little world. I was like, wow. Like, wow. But I mean, I guess like at some point you just stop giving a shit if you live outside and everybody else sees you do everything. But Jesus, man. And the worst part was he was pretty gifted. I was like, what? Like, I've thought about this dick far more than anyone should have ever thought about anything. Like, phew, man, life isn't fair. Life is not fair. I rarely wear lipstick either, and it just feels so uncomfortable on my face right now. All right, I think we're gonna wash this off now. I think it has sat long enough. All right, everyone. They're clean now. They're detoxed. They just feel clean. I don't really feel anything different about them. So I guess we'll put this shit on. And not shit. It's not shit. I didn't even call it shit. It does smell like really good. And it's paraben-free, organic, aluminum-free, and it's not tested on animals. So I'm saving a bunny or two. All right. Oh God. Okay. And it said you just need a thin layer of it. Oh, Lordy Christ. I'm going to sweat like a pig today. Okay. I did a thin layer. It kind of feels like Burt's Bees, honestly. I think there's a lot of beeswax in it. Hey, if you enjoyed this and, or at least enjoyed me, maybe not the armpit thing, and you're kind of morally against the armpit thing, I'll be putting more videos up, hopefully. You'll probably see a lot of art time lapses, maybe some more vlogging. I don't know if I wanted to stay with vlogging. I want every video to have a point and like a meaning to it. I guess that's vlogging. So maybe I want to vlog and I just can't admit it to myself that that's what I want to do. Or if you just want to see me do crazy shit like this every so often, then this might be your channel. If not, scurry on. There's plenty of other channels to watch. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Oh, there's the one thing I forgot. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be one of those people. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope to see you again. Bye.